Welcome back and welcome in. If this is your very first time watching the channel, this is Carly Talks Cash with me, Carly T, also known as Carly the Pilot.
And please don't ask me why I look like I'm getting ready to play a video game.
Anyway, so I've realized that over the time that I've been filming these episodes that I haven't really shown y'all or talked about myself. Y'all aren't really getting to know me like that, you only know the Carly that gives you 3 tips and keeps moving. I'm doing my best to pump these episodes out, and in the midst of everything else that I do, but I love it, and I'm just happy that y'all are checking it out. So I'm just a lover of life in general. I really enjoy, without trying to sound too corny or cliche here, but literally no, it took me a while to really love where I was at and who I am, and just be myself more, things like that. So I love art, I love books, and just exploring life and enjoying life and working and enjoying what I do and film and audio and all of the above. So, and I've always wanted to create content that was inspiring, teaching something, and also making people laugh as well. That was a really big one, so I'm excited that I started doing that and getting more comfortable and just being myself. So tragedy has struck in my family, hoping that some of our family members are going to get better soon, facing certain difficulties and so forth. And I've been looking to add to my income in order to be able to support certain individuals that I care for and that I love, and then also to contribute more time and funds to certain causes and things that I believe in, even though, of course, we can start at any point in time, wherever we're at. I always say that. So, bit by bit, but, just to make more of an impact. But anyway, I'm not asking for donations, but what I am asking for is support for the channel, positive interactions, subscribing to the channel, liking, all of the above, and I'm going to make sure that I do my part and being more consistent. But anyway, that's what's going on. This is why I do what I do, and just because I love doing this kind of stuff anyway. So, why not make something of it? So getting into it, just be on the lookout, because I am going to start doing a couple different things here and there, sprinkling in some different information in the episodes just to make things just a little bit more interesting, and we'll go from there. So what's point one? Point one, just because you work at the same job as someone else doesn't mean that y'all have the same fate. Now, what does that mean? And see, what I was thinking of when I say this specifically is really more so about like jobs that people are hoping to soon get out of. Like, this is just a temporary thing. This is not meant to be my career type of job. So say they're working around people that they may not really match their energy, that might, maybe feel like they belong in 2 different categories, right? Take it from somebody who knows I've had a lot of different jobs, so over the years. I would say that for sure, jobs like that you cannot wait to get out of, this is just an ends to a means sort of situation. I promise you, you tend to feel a little different. You tend not to blend with other people that you work with. But I want you to know that just because you're there at the same time, doing the same work, getting roughly the same pay, then that doesn't mean that you're gonna be there as long as they're going to be there, or that this is all you're going to do the rest of your life. But just because you're at the same level as somebody else at some point in time doesn't mean that you're not going to go whatever different direction you're going to go in. Everybody goes in their own different direction, no matter what they do, no matter what. Everybody's on their own different path, each individual that works anywhere. This point in review is really more so about like not being discouraged when you find yourself in a job where you don't feel like you fit into that atmosphere. Like you're not like, you know what, I'm gonna be doing this for a while. You're not really fighting to get out of there. You kind of settled in. That's different. If that's what you're comfortable with, then cool. But if you feel like, no, I'm trying to get out, trying to do something a little bit more at my pace that I really, really, really want to do, then you know you're gonna find yourself fighting your way out of there sometimes. But depending on the opportunities around you and what it is that you can find. But I always want to advise people out there to keep looking, keep finding different options, get creative about finding work. Honestly, there's so many different social media platforms and job sites and so forth. Of course, we want to make sure they're legit. We want to make sure that these jobs are legit. But let me throw that in there really quick. But please don't get discouraged. If you're not happy where you are, please keep looking. Please keep looking. I knew I was going to eventually tie this all together at some point in time. I think I might have gone off on a tangent. I literally almost gave up on this episode because of that last clip. Point 2. What is point 2? So point 2 is all about the benefits of having a bank account. Yes, the benefits of having a bank account. Why would you want to have that? Why can't I just stick to, my money transferring apps, things like that? Well, I guarantee you that more times than not, the bank is going to have a very seamless and trustworthy way for you to transfer money to other bank accounts. Banks also help you build credit. They hold you accountable. You get to see exactly what it is that you're spending. Your money is insured up to a certain dollar amount. If it goes past that amount, of course you want to be talking to wherever you're holding your money at about insuring that much money as well. It also helps you build your credit. You get to save, you get to earn interest, which I've talked about, high yield savings accounts. Those are definitely great avenues as well, as opposed to like the traditional brick and mortar bank. I don't know about this episode, y'all. I don't know how confident I am in this anymore. Okay, we're just gonna push through. So point number 3. Have you ever been considered an independent contractor? Got paid for gig work? Things like that? Okay, well, if you have ever fallen into the category of a 1099, you ever filled out a certain form and that gig told you, that job told you you're responsible for your own taxes. Basically what that is you're getting paid all up front, as opposed to a W-2 employee that gets their money taxed up front before they even get their paycheck, before they even see that money. It's all the portion is taken out and goes to where it goes. But as opposed to the 1099 tax bracket, you're gonna get paid everything up front, but don't go spending it all. I know at least here where I am, it's you want to set aside 30% of that paycheck. Now that's nearly almost 40 and 50% of your paycheck. But I promise you, if you set that money aside and you don't touch it, just do your best not to touch it. I mean, honestly, just don't touch it. Seriously. Especially if you're going to continue to be doing consistent work like that. When it comes, like if it's one job, every now and again, you still want to be responsible and maybe set that aside, especially if it's like $600 or more or whatever. You just never know, just in case that does come back to you and you do have to make that payment. Just try to make sure that you're covered. So you want to make sure that you're setting aside 30% just to be safe, or whatever the percentage is where you're at. You want to make sure that you're setting that money aside, saving it, putting it somewhere, which is a benefit of having a bank account, because you can label that account and say, this is my tax savings or whatever, because guaranteed, if you're doing this work consistently, you're starting to get into the thousands and, 4 or 5 or 6, blah, 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 whatever figures. So you really want to make sure that you're covering yourself, so when tax season comes around, you have the money that you need to pay those taxes. That is very, very important. Although you can do payment plans with the IRS, you don't have to do it up front. Just a little key thing, irs.gov. You can do payment plans if you owe taxes, just saying. But that's something that you set up with them, through them, not through a third party, nothing like that. But anyway, let's get back on it. Pay taxes. Make sure you pay your taxes. If you are doing consistent 1099 work, you have a business, don't get caught up in the trap of spending all your money that you make. All of that money is not yours if you're making a good bit of it, a noticeable amount of it. So just keep that in mind, and I'm wishing y'all the best of the best of the best of the best. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble and make these random points and just come into your homes and talk about what I'm talking about. So thank you for joining me once again. If you made it this far, you are a real one. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the love. And I really look forward to rambling on your phone or television or iPad or whatever again soon. Have a good evening, have a good day, have a good morning, and enjoy your life. And most of all, work on your financial freedom, baby. And come back for more points, more tips, more news, or a little bit more about me. Until next time.